Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. It's Orbit Potato, and we are continuing as Australia. We are trying to make Australia into an environmentalist haven, and you know what? We're doing pretty good. We've converted around 80% of our population to environmentalists, which is great. I mean, if you just look at the membership of environmentalists, you can see that there is a heck of a lot of environmentalists. And you know, this cyclones thing, which is currently costing us 1.34 billion, and having a negative effect on our GDP, of course, and tourism, and it's just terrible. It's actually spurred environmentalists to join our cause, which is nice. However, cyclones are bad. And there's pretty much nothing we can do about it. If we have a quick look at the cyclones thing, which we were just in, it's affected completely by the average temperature, which is just continuing to climb as the years progress. We obviously cannot control the years, which is a shame because, you know, we are a very environmentally friendly country, and we've done a lot of good things for the environment, I think. However, we are in debt. Yes, that is unfortunate. If you look here, you can see this blue line just creeping up. You can see that our debt is around 90 billion, which is a shame because we did work so hard to get our debt down to nothing. Obviously, we've cut back on expenditure from this point. I can't remember what did we up? State pensions, or was it rail subsidies? We probably cut back on rail subsidies. Ah yes, we introduced rare earth metal mining, which cost us a heck of a lot of money, and we had to cut pretty hard to get down to that level. But unfortunately, as we cut, our GDP just fell in line with the global economy. And now we're sitting at a position where we're taking in less money, and our expenditure is you know, roughly flatlining from this point onwards, or roughly even from this point in the game. So unfortunately, we're going to need to cut more, or alternatively, we perhaps spend some political capital on a brand new tax. That tax is something that I've been having a wee think about in between episodes. It's been quite a while since the last episode of Democracy 3 was out, so I've had quite an opportunity to think, and quite honestly, our options are fairly limited. Obviously, we could introduce something like a graduate tax, and an internet tax, or a luxury good tax, or you know, anything like that, or a combination of all of them. You know, we could introduce all of them over, you know, the course of the next couple of turns, and that would, you know, bring us in quite a lot of money. However, I don't think that there's anything that could compare to the flat income tax, which will bring us in a maximum of 238.67 billion, which is crazy. That is a lot of money, and imagine what we could do to the country if we had that money. Now, if we look at sort of other areas of how we're doing, it's actually going all right. We're not doing too badly. However, there is a lot of things that I would, you know, prefer to bump spending up to. You know, obviously, that rare earth metal mining, that was essential because we currently have a rare earth crisis going on, and that is less than ideal. So hopefully, once this is fully implemented, it's going to take 16 turns to do so. Once it's fully implemented, then we will really, you know, get rid of the rare earth crisis, which means that we can hopefully invest in, you know, in more sciences and technology, and perhaps some, you know, other interesting things that we can experiment with. So without further ado, I think we're going to go to the next turn. Also, we have a bit of a rail strike going on, which is not cool. I don't know why it happened. I think it's because we scaled back our rail subsidies. I think that's why it was, but I think it'll end soon, so I don't think we're really in too much of an issue. We're going to reform the Secret Service because we want to keep the Liberals on our side. They historically haven't been too popular. They haven't been too fond of us, should I say. We've also got a little bit of an unemployment crisis, and that's probably feeding into this homelessness crisis, which is less than ideal. Yeah, unemployment is one of the major causes of homelessness. So we really want to try and, you know, get unemployment down. And I've got a couple of ideas that we can sort of use to get that down. However, yeah, I'll just show you the rail strike. Yeah, the rail strike is ending. Yes, that's fine. No problem at all there. We are going to go and introduce this tax. We're going to introduce this flat income tax, and yeah, we're just going to leave it round about the middle, so that's, you know, 46%. Poor are going to dislike us a little bit more. High earnings aren't going to like us. Basically, everybody's going to hate us a little bit more. It's going to reduce equality for some reason. I don't know. I think liberals would like this sort of thing, but no, they don't. Let's apply the changes, and so next turn we're going to be seeing a heck of a lot of money coming into our coffers, which is nice. Now, I did mention a couple of strategies that we've got for reducing the unemployment. The unemployment crisis that we're sort of having that feeds into our homelessness crisis. Now, what I sort of want to do is grow the economy and get some private sector jobs created, which, will means people will be paying taxes, and that is, of course, my preferable opinion. My preferable option for what we're going to do. However, we don't really have that flexibility. Our GDP has been pretty buoyant recently, and we've seen it pretty consistently, and we need to fix our unemployment, and with this extra money that we're coming in, I think it's probably time that we invest in some public sector jobs. So the some main jobs that we could probably invest in are in the military, and that is quite an easy way to decrease unemployment. As you can see, as I increase this slider, we are taking a huge chunk out of unemployment. Patriots like us. We increased the number of state employees by around 26%, so clearly the military, buoy up a lot of jobs. We increased the membership of state employees. Sorry, that's how much state employees like us. So we're increasing the number of state employees by around 12%. That seems much more reasonable. And we're making them a little bit richer, which is nice. It makes them a little bit more happy with us, as can be indicated here. Liberals won't like us, though, so that's obviously a little bit of a problem. We are just going to go straight ahead and apply this change. Now, what I want to say is that rather than tackling this homelessness crisis directly, as in trying to either grow the private sector, the private sector in the housing market, which is obviously private housing, or alternatively we could just bump up the funding to state housing, which is currently at rock bottom. We're going to try and tackle this issue of unemployment, and that will hopefully feed into homelessness. So people have a little bit more money to go and buy a house, and hopefully that'll reduce homelessness. Obviously, as I've indicated before. There's also a couple of extra things that we could probably do, like investing in our schools. That's not been the they haven't seen much investment in a long time, so we're probably going to bump that up straight away. Yeah, it's going to reduce unemployment, increase the number of state employees by around 13%, which is nice. Let's do it. Let's apply the changes. In fact, no, we can't. It's going to cost us 18 political capital. We'll do that next time. Private schools never really got off the ground in Australia, I'm afraid. So, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Return to government. Rail strike has ended. That's fine. As we anticipated, unemployment is down a lot. I mean, it used to be red. It used to be red up here. Now it's sunk down to yellow in the middle. So that is nice. That's quite a drastic drop, as we can see right there. So that is awesome. Really, really good news there. Controversial march. Whoa. What on earth? We're going to allow the march. It's the right thing to do. We still have 88.71 billion to invest in a whole number of things, really. How are we financially? Have we paid off our debts? No, we haven't quite yet. We definitely will next turn, though, with 88 billion. So that is fine. Water shortage, is that going to end anytime soon? It might, but I doubt it. Homelessness, how's this looking? Yeah, that is coming down. That is exactly what we wanted to happen. It's exactly what we anticipated. I'm glad it did work like that. Very, 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 very happy it did. However, people are going to like us a bit less. The fact that we introduced that tax in the first place, it's not ideal. Intelligence briefing, yeah, this is a bit of an issue. The Freedom League, which is a bunch of liberals, they ain't too happy with us. We need to do stuff that will make liberals happy. Handgun laws are a bit of a difficult scenario. What about tasers? Tasers can go right away. Anything else that liberals don't like? Wiretapping, reduce crime. We're going to cancel this policy as well. Anything that will make the liberals sort of a little bit more happy with us is nice. Alcohol law. They don't like the alcohol law. Hmm. I think we should reduce it to minimum age 21. I think that's probably the correct thing to do. Yeah, I think we're going to reduce it to minimum age 21, which puts us in a nice position. Liberals will hate us a little bit less, which is good. We have roughly 90 billion to spend, or 90 billion excess worth to spend. Obviously, we want to keep a little bit of that because we want to pay off our debt, but we're going to definitely do that next turn, so I'm not really too concerned about that. Let's go to the next turn. See what happens. It's going to be interesting. Liberal plot, yep, we were aware of this. Terrorists captured, everyone likes us a little bit more. Patriots, and Patriot membership goes up, that's awesome. Poverty is coming down, which is good. That's really awesome, actually. We have 103 billion surplus. And we still have 98% of the vote, which is lovely. I know we did introduce that tax, but hey-ho. I'm sure people will get over it eventually. Liberals seem to like us a bit more. The Freedom League, yeah, membership has gone down to 11, which is nice. We want to sort of control that number, make it as low as possible. Farmers don't like us due to the water shortage and cyclones, neither of which I can control, if I'm honest. The main cause of the water shortage is the year and the average temperature, and the average temperature is basically just the year. As we see the game progress, the year goes up. There's nothing we can do about that. That is just natural, and it's unfortunate that our game is getting destroyed by the world not being green, because we are of course a very, very green country. And speaking of green, everybody likes us. Look at this. Look at all these. Look at all these green bars, and our popularity, of course, is 98.1%. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. How many turns away are we from the election, actually? We're 5 turns away. That's fine. That's a nice solid place to be. Homelessness has ended. Okay, so it looks like unemployment isn't coming down any further than it already has, which means we probably need to find something else to invest in. Now, investing in the health service would massively take down unemployment. However, it's going to make capitalists and wealthy people not like us, and it's also going to reduce private healthcare. Now, private healthcare, we have worked hard to grow, right? We've done a fantastic job in growing our private healthcare sector, which is fine. Each to their own. Some people believe in private healthcare, some people believe in public healthcare. That's fine. However, we have grown it so much that if we reintroduced a large amount of spending to the state healthcare service, or to the state health service, as I should say, then obviously that would retract from the value of this, which would retract the benefits that it's giving out, which is less than ideal. Yeah, so we are very private healthcare heavy. However, we could sort of try for a better mix, maybe. That's not really what we want to happen. But hey ho, Minister for Industry. Does anybody want to be Minister for Industry? You can be it. I mean, I know you don't want to be, but you're giving me 4.4 political capital, so you're pretty decent. All of these people are pretty experienced, pretty loyal as well, which is nice. Very nice indeed. Election is drawing closer. Yes, I am aware of the election that is impending. However, global economy is picking up, which means that our GDP is going to be picking up, which means that our income is going to be increasing even more. And I don't know if you saw out of the corner of your eye, but we do actually have reserves worth 190 billion. Which means that in the future, potentially, we can take significant risks. Which is, a nice place to be. Extreme nationalism. What the heck? Okay. I don't know why that happened. But, hey-ho, I mean, that should be ending next turn, seemingly. Don't know why. What effects is it having? Increasing racial tension, decreasing immigration, decreasing tourism. Well, I'm sure tourism is probably pretty low already thanks to the hurricanes. Yeah, not surprising. Well. Flag burning. Oh, goodness. That's a very controversial topic. We're going to allow flag burning, presumably because the Liberals will like it. But apart from that, there's really no reason to. Let's look at our threat assessment. The Farmers' Society. Wow. Security effectiveness poor. That's not great. That is not good at all. We don't have any motorists. I'm very proud of that, actually. I'm very glad we don't have any motorists. Let's go to the next turn and see if that national extremism thing ends. Which is good. Glad it did. Ministerial scandal. Nice. That's great. So everyone hates us a little bit more. Conservatives and religious people do not like us. We still have 100 billion surplus, which means we should probably think about doing something with that money. Like putting it to good use, reducing unemployment perhaps. Then we can get all the 6 indicators in the green, which is nice. And it's good. It's good, you know? It's very good indeed. Now, let's look at unemployment. Unemployment, where is it? Here we go. There we go. Okay, so it is being reduced. Is there anything? Prisons, could we... Prisons are already maxed out. Anything else? Science funding? Science funding we can bump up a little bit. Yeah, it's only going to cost us a wee bit of money. Unemployment. Yeah, we were looking at other ways of employing people. Compulsory work for the unemployed. Yeah, that's fine. Let's leave that on. There's really not that much we can... International fusion research? Is that going to reduce unemployment? It's going to reduce unemployment by a little bit, but not really that much. That's a bit of a bummer. Is there any other policies that we can sort of introduce? Perhaps welfare? Space program? That might reduce unemployment a little bit. And it gives us some money to put somewhere. And it'll improve our technology as well. Unemployment and religious membership. That's actually something we want to get down to 0 if we possibly can, because the either having a country full of liberals or having a country full of religious people isn't so difficult. It's having a sort of mix of the middle, or a mix of the middle ground, which is what is difficult to deal with. Anything else that we can sort of deal with? A Mars program? That could be cool. Is there anything else that we can really... Anything else that we can really do? I sort of like the idea of a Mars program. I've never sort of enacted that policy because it's never been a smart policy to enact. However, you know, even if we did, by chance, enact the Mars program, which we're going to do, then, you know, that would mean that unemployment would be coming down. And, you know, it may not be the wisest investment, but at the same time, it's getting unemployment down, which is nice, and we only spent 50 billion on space, which is a good place, which is a good number. So yeah, we still got an extra 51 billion to play around with. And if we have a look, actually, at our reserves, you can see, as indicated by the grey, that we have an absolute crap ton of money. We have 446 billion. That's more than we're probably ever going to need. And it's going to keep climbing. Squatters' rights. Give property to squatters. That's not going to make the capitalists happy. Hey-ho. How many religious people do we have? Let's look at the religious membership. 9.3% of the population. That's going to be reducing soon. Hopefully, anyway. And we have one turn before the election. You know what? Since it's the weekend, I think I'm going to give you guys a little bit of extra. Let's go and do the election. See what happens. Awesome. Let's start the count. I'm not expecting a loss here. It might happen, but I'm not expecting it. No. It's I think I was wise to not expect a loss, because I don't think that's happening. And no, it's not. Let's have a look at the breakdown of votes. Farmers are pretty much the only people that don't actively like us. Well, I'm sorry, but even if the opposition was in power, there is nothing that they could do about the hurricanes or the price of water. or the water shortage, to be honest. We have no motorists, no ethnic minorities in our country. We have health. Health has increased 57% since we were first elected. That's really good. Education has increased a little bit. We should see more of that over the course of the next term, as we've already invested in our schools. Crime is down a lot. Violent crime is down a lot. Poverty is down. Equality is down, which is not good. However, there's worse things to be down. Middle earnings down. Poor earnings down. Not great. High earnings are up. That's not ideal. Average temperature and the food price are both up. Food price is something that's very, very difficult to control, especially with this water shortage going on, and cyclones. Yep, there we go. And this water shortage, they're both bumping the price of food up. Hopefully we can eliminate this water shortage ASAP. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, my name's been Orbit Potato. If you've enjoyed, then please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.